Hello, great people. There's been a public outcry by Nigerians, particularly the obedient, over reports that the boy that you are seeing on your screen has been sent to prison. You will recall that the boy went viral during the 2023 presidential election campaign of Mr. Peter Obi. In fact, call the boy Peter Obi's boy, and you won't be wrong. The boy went viral for having the boldness to stand in front of the convoy of Mr. Peter Obi, and he stretched out his hand in such a way as if he wants to hug Mr. Peter Obi. And the picture went viral at that point in time. But reports have it that one thing led to another, which I'll be explaining to you. And summarily, the boy has been imprisoned at the Kirikiri Correctional Facility. Now, what are the issues? What would have happened if this boy is a Tinubu boy? And what is the help that is coming the way of this boy? What is the boy truly? What are the offense of this boy? And what are the political undertone that we can, point out from what this boy is being accused of? We'll be looking at all this and a whole lot more on this episode with your show plug, Dr. Omoyele. First, let me start the issue of the boy that you are seeing on your screen with the issue of Mr. Peter Obi. Let me relate it to the campaign before I read what the boy did to you. Now, let me first of all start from the genesis, which is that during the campaign time, Mr. Obi received massive love that shocked both the APC and the PDP. During the presidential election campaign, Mr. Peter Obi was seen as the underdog. You will recall that even Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso of the NNPP presidential candidate at that time, he made a statement that, he cannot be a vice presidential candidate to Mr. Peter Obi because his political CV is greater than that of Mr. Peter Obi. That he has been a governor, he has been a minister, he has been a senator. Obi has not been a minister and a senator, so he cannot be the vice to Mr. Peter Obi. So Mr. Peter Obi was the underdog at that time. But then when campaign came, Obi received massive support. He received unprecedented support that shocked both the APC and the PDP. And part of the highlight of that of those support was this boy that you are seeing on your screen, because immediately this picture was taken, it went viral at that point in time. It went, it struck all over the social media. The picture was moving from phone to phone, from laptop to laptop, desktop to desktop, tablet to tablet, and it was all over the world. And this really boosted the campaign of Mr. Peter Obi, because people saw him as somebody that he has public acceptability, both of the old and of the young, something that both the APC and the PDP, who happens to be the traditional political parties, were not pleased with. And another thing that really created a problem for Mr. Peter Obi himself and his supporters is the name Obedient. The name Obedient, all of a sudden, when Peter Obi moved from the PDP to the Labour Party, the name Obedient went viral. And when that name went viral, people embraced that particular name. So that name, Obedient, really hits the heart of Nigeria, but it was the APC that started it anyway. You will recall that during the election of Buhari versus Jonathan, that Buhari won the election. You will recall that in that particular election, APC came up with, the different fancy nomenclature. You remember the word Fair Buhari? That was February. The election, I think, was held in February, and they came up with that funny nomenclature, February. When Jonathan postponed the election to March, they even came up with another one, March for Buhari. So I think the Obedient learned from that, and they came up with the word Obedient, which is a word that you can coin out the name of Mr. Peter Obi from it. Now, there were 3 instances of this kind of issue. Before I go into what the boy did, which is the case of this boy that went viral, then you remember the LP baby, the Labour Party baby, Chioma, the baby that went viral that it was carried. I'll get the video and put it on the screen for you. That really boosted the campaign of Mr. Peter Obi. Then the third one is when the vote was being counted and they were saying LUP 71, LUP 72, OB 72. You remember that particular should I say song, or it's more like a song, it's more like a comedy, because the comedy people used it. The people that are, should I say, upcoming musicians also use it, and it went viral. Now, let us go into what this boy did, and I will read it to you as posted on the social media by, should I call it a whistleblower? It says, do you guys remember this picture? Well, the boy in front of this convoy is languishing in Kirikiri Prison. Says, so Jonathan told us about the young boy. I've spoken with his mother, and we also went to his last court hearing at Orege Court, Ajegunle, on the 27th of March, which was adjourned till 28th of this month. I don't chase clouds with people's lives. Case file is currently at DPP, that's the Director of Public Prosecution. The court is awaiting advice from DPP on how to proceed with the case. He's suffering from the entitlement people had when he was gifted money during the last election. The boy is innocent, he's just a victim. He was coming back from work the day some guys in the street apprehended him and took him to the police station. The guys told the police that he's among the people stealing and fighting in the area, which is not true. He is being charged with stealing and fighting. Well, what I can say to this is that from my knowledge of the way Nigerian politics works, if they say some guys, I stand to be corrected, it may be the political sympathizers in their area, and they'll just label it, particularly if you're an APC sympathizer, and that area, if it's being ruled by APC, then definitely it's easy for them to label you. And if you don't have strong backing, then you can summarily find yourself in prison. So one thing is that if this guy went viral for Tinubu, he wouldn't be in jail. That's the truth. We are all Nigerians. We know ourselves. If this boy has gone viral while campaigning for Tinubu, then I can assure you he won't be in jail by now, because the APC caucus would have kind of like rally around him and try to see how to kind of like make sure that he doesn't end in prison. But now, what do we have? The guy is in jail. Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting whether stealing or fighting. I don't know whether the guy is right or wrong. But I'm speaking from the political context as a Nigerian, that even, let us be more practical. People that commit crime, people that kill, that that, okay, these are the people that kill. How many of them have you seen gone to jail, especially if it is political killing? If it is political killings in Nigeria, how many of those political thugs that perpetrate those political killings have gone to jail? We've seen elections in this country whereby people die, and that's the end of it. So, not to now talk of just stealing and fighting. The guy did not rob the CBN. So, if the guy had gone viral because of Tinubu, I'm sure he wouldn't be in jail now. And if you want to debate it further, I will tell you that the AGF anyway can enter a nolle prosequi, which is that if a case like that is going on, the AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, will just enter a nolle prosequi. And even if you want to debate it further, who is the godfather of Lagos politics? If it is a state offense, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the godfather of Lagos politics. Sanwo-Olu is his boy. The State House of Assembly is his boy. The judiciary is allegedly in his pocket. So definitely the boy wouldn't have been in prison. And I've said it before that Nigeria, whether you like it or not, is an all-sin, ALL/sin, and no-sin country. All-sin and no-sin country, in the sense that if you are in the right political camp, then you can commit any kind of sin in court and you will get away with virtually anything. But if you are not in the right caucus, even if government doesn't like your face or government have marked you, then government will find a way, one thing or the other, to punish you. And that's why I have asserted that Nigeria is an all-sin and no-sin country, because we've seen people commit grievous offenses, but nothing will happen to them. And you see people that, they've committed less to nothing. Some people have not even committed any offense at all, and they suffer even more than those that commit offenses. And that's why I tag Nigeria an all-sin or no-sin country. But thank God that this case made it to the public, and that points to the power of social media, whether we like it or not. You may not like social media, but social media has its inherent advantages. If not for the sake of social media, this boy would have suffered. He may have spent maybe 20 or even 30 years in prison, and nobody will know or hear of his case. But thank God for the power of social media. The person that posted this, shout out to that person, because his case has now become a case of public attention. And Peter Obi will do all to resolve the case of this boy, because either which way, the guy, even if the guy has stolen, I'm sure that he will be a first-time offender. Now, I'm not saying the guy has stolen, but even if he will be a first-time offender, so I hope Peter Obi will do all within his capacity to make sure that the guy's case is resolved. And shout out to Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore is of the AAC, but then Omoyele Sowore also spoke out for the boy that since it appears that the boy is innocent, that is willing to do all within his capacity to make sure that the boy is set free. That shows political maturity on the side of Omoyele Sowore, because he could have just leave it for the Peter Obi faction and the obedience to go all out for the boy. But for him to speak out for the boy, it shows maturity on his own part. And shout out to Omoyele Sowore in that regard. I hope that this guy will gain his freedom at the earliest possible time, and I hope that he will not just be freed, he will go through therapy, and Nigerians, particularly the obedient, will show love to the boy to make sure that he is established and he lives a good life afterward. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoyele. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course I have great interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.